You must have seen some beautiful backgrounds online and you are wondering how to get them. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create stunning background. Also, I'm going to show you how to get prompts that you can use to generate background using AI. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how to create background similar to any background you like. And note, this video is for educational purpose only. Let's jump right into it. And we are going to be using Adobe Firefly to generate our background. So once you come to firefly.adobe.com, once you sign in, create an account, then you're going to see this image right here. So if it's on video, just change it to image. And this place that says describe what you want, this is where you're going to be pasting your prompt. So I already have a prompt, so I'm going to copy it and paste by pressing on Command Z and just click on generate. And I'm going to show you a very simple way to get prompts that you can use to generate image in a bit. So this is the prompt right here, and this is the image I got. Now you can see it has generated 4 variations of background for me using this prompt right here. And if you want to refine it even more, you can change from square to portrait and just click on generate. And this time, instead of generating square, it's going to generate portraits for you. All right, so we have 4 variations. See the first variation, the second variation, the third variation, and the fourth variation. So you can see how beautiful these backgrounds are. Now let me show you how I got this prompt and how you can get prompts to generate your image as well. So the way I got these prompts, I just come to Instagram and I came to Felix Instagram. It has an amazing AI background, I'm not even going to lie. So this is the image I used to generate that prompt. So what you want to do, you can just download this image or take a screenshot of this image with your phone, then send it to your laptop. So after taking a screenshot of this image, just open this image inside of Photoshop. So I'm going to come to my Photoshop. So once I come to my Photoshop, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for that image which I just downloaded. So I'm going to come to my download, and this is the image right here. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to right click, just click on open with, and click on Photoshop. And this image is just going to open inside of Photoshop. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to remove the subject from the background by pressing on Command J. After I duplicate my background layer, I'm going to pick my selection brush tool and just remove the subject from the background with generative fill like this. So if you don't have the generative fill, you can use the content aware. So once I select the subject, I'm going to click on generative fill and just type remove and click generate. Now, we're not copying this background. We are not stealing this background. I just want to show you how to generate prompts using background that already exists. Remember, like I said, this video is for educational purpose only. So you can see we remove the subject from the background. So this is the first variation, the second variation, and the third variation. So I think I'm going to go with the second variation. What I'm going to do for it, I'm just going to save this image by pressing on Command Option Shift S or Control Shift Alternate S, and just click on save right here, save as JPEG, and I'm just going to save this file inside my download like this. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to come to my Chrome again and come to this website right here, image2prompt.com. So this is the website we are going to go. Remember, I want to get the prompt for that particular background since we don't know the prompt. So what we're going to do from here, this image that we remove the subject from, we're just going to look for that image. So this is where I save that image. This is the image right here. So I'm just going to click and drag this image to this website right here, and it's just going to upload. So after we upload that picture, this website is just going to describe the image for us, and all we have to do from here is to just copy the prompt right here. Once I copy the prompt, then I come back to my Firefly and I can just paste the prompt. Once I paste the prompt and I click generate, let's just wait for it to finish generating. So you can see this is the first variation, the second variation, the third variation, and the fourth variation. And that's what you can do if you want to create a background that is very similar to the one you like. What you can do, under this place that says reference, just click on this upload image, or you can come to that image which we remove the subject from and just click and drag and drop this image to this place that says reference. I'm just going to upload that image. Also, you can scroll the way down and come to this star and click on upload image and just look for that image. So this is the image right here. I'm going to click on open. From here, just click on generate. So what Adobe Firefly is going to do for us is going to generate similar image to this our reference and also this our composition reference with this prompt right here. So let's just wait for it to finish loading so you can see the magic. Now you can see this is the first version, the second version, the third variation, and the fourth variation right here. Okay, it's time for you to like this video if you've learned anything from this video so far, and also share this video with someone who you think might learn something from this video. And you can even make more adjustments to these generations. If you want to do that, just scroll the way down, and this space that says lighting right here, you can change the lighting to studio lighting. So I want to use studio lighting. Just click on studio lighting, and also you can play with the camera angle. So for the camera angle, let's just use wide angle or shallow depth of field. So let's use shallow depth of field like this. To want the image you want to generate to look very similar to the original image, just scroll the way down, and under this style, you are going to see this strength. Just take the strength up all the way to 100 and just click on generate. So as you can see, this is the first variation, the second variation, the third variation. You can see how amazing these backgrounds are, and the fourth variation. So I think I like this variation, so I'm going to download this one. So we're going to click on this download right here. I'm just going to download it. Now, if I show you how to apply these backgrounds to your own image, let's try another background. All right. So I'm going to come to my download again. So I've already downloaded this image from Felix on Instagram again. So I'm just going to remove the subject from the background. So I'm going to right click, click on open with, click on Adobe Photoshop. Remember what we did earlier? Command J to duplicate your background layer. Pick your selection brush tool and just remove the subject from the background like so. All right. Click on generative fill and just type remove. Click on generate, and the first variation, the second variation, and the third variation. I think this first variation works for me. All right, so I'm going to save this image by pressing on Command Option Shift S, and just click on save, and just save it right here. Now I'm going to generate the prompt for this image. To generate the prompt, remember, just come to this website, image to prompt, and just click on upload another photo. And this is the photo right here. I'm just going to upload this image. Let's just wait for it to load. I'm just going to generate the prompt or describe this background for us. All right, so this is the background description. I'm just going to copy it. Once I copy it, I'm going to come to firefly.adobe.com. So if I put the prompt, I'm just going to remove this reference. Also, remove the style. Just take the sensitivity back like that, and just paste that prompt and click on generate. All right, so we have three variations. This is the first variation, the second variation, the third variation, and the fourth variation. So this prompt is not really giving me this image background I want right here. Now remember, if you want to get something similar to the background you like, all you have to do is come to the composition reference and just upload that image. So this image right here, upload it, scroll the way down, come to the style reference, upload that image. Now what we're going to do, this sort of increasing the strength of the style, you can just increase the strength of the composition like this and just click on generate. So it's just going to load. You can see we now have something very similar to our background. So this is the generated background. This is the first variation, the second variation, the third variation, and the fourth variation. So this, we can see this background right here is very similar to this background right here. So let me just download this background and put them side by side so you can see. All right, so this is the background side by side. This one right here is our original background, and this one right here is the AI generated background. You can see how similar the both background looks. So this is how you can generate similar background and also generate prompts. But let me show you how to apply this background to your image after you finish generating it. All right, so this is one of the background I generated using that prompt. So I really like this one, and I'm going to be using this one. So I'm going to come to my Photoshop and just come to this image right here and just delete everything I've done for this image for the background. Now to change the background of this image, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this layer by pressing on Command J or Control J. After that, I'm going to click on my quick selection tool. Once I click on my quick selection tool, I'm going to hit this drop down icon and just make sure cloud is selected so I can get a more detailed selection. And from here, I'm going to click on select subject. Now once I click on select subject, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to invert the selection by pressing on Command Shift I or Control Shift I. After I invert the selection, I'm going to press on Command J. Right now, if I hide all my subject layer, you can see we have just the background. All right. Now I'm going to rename this one subject. Please pay close attention and rename this one background. Now with my subject layer selected, I'm going to hold Command or Control and click on the thumbnail of this background layer to bring back the selection. Once I bring back the selection, what I'm going to do, I'm going to invert the selection again so that this time my subject is going to be selected. Remember to invert the selection press up Command Shift I to invert the selection. Once you invert the selection, I'm going to add the layer mask by clicking on this layer mask icon right here. So immediately I add the layer mask, I'm going to click on my background layer and drag it below my subject layer. Now to change the background, all I have to do from here is to just drag and drop this background and just put it on the image right here like this. And just make sure it fits. So like this works for me. I'm going to click on OK. Now let me show you how to make it look even more realistic. So the first thing I'm going to do to make it look even more realistic, I'm going to bring back the shadow. So to bring back the shadow, I'm going to add the layer mask to this background which I generated. So I'm going to, with this background layer selected, I'm just going to click on layer mask. Once I add the white layer mask, I'm going to pick on my gradient map tool. Once I pick my gradient map tool, make sure your gradient map is on basic and it's on this transparent. Alright, so foreground to background transparent, that is the one it's on. So I'm just going to click and just drag it up like this to bring back the background. Now if for some reason yours is not working, what you can do, with this layer mask selected, just pick the normal brush tool and make sure your foreground color is set to black. With your foreground color set to black, just paint with a soft round brush to bring back the shadow like this. If you feel you've gone overboard, you can switch back to a white brush and just bring back some of the details on the background. But generally, the gradient map tool always works. So I'm going to click on my gradient map tool and just drag it up like this. Alright, so see the before and the after. Now from here, I'm just going to blur the background a little bit. So I'll come to my filter, come to blur, and click on this Gaussian blur right here. And 3.1 works, or let's use 3.4 or 3.5. 3.5, and I'm going to hit OK. Now you can change the color if you want to change the color. So to change the color, just come to your adjustment layer right here. If you can't find adjustment layer right here, click on Windows and click on Adjustment right here. Once you click on Adjustment, it's going to show. So just select your hue and saturation. Once you select your hue and saturation, with the properties open, just click on this clipping icon to clip it to the background layer. So right now, any adjustment I make is going to affect only the background, alright? Because I've already clipped it to the background. So this is the clipping mask right here. After you clip it, I'm just going to change the blues to match the blues on the dress. To do that, I'm going to come to this master. Once I click on this master, I'm going to click on blues. Once I click on blues, I'm just going to play with the hue like this. Alright, also play with the saturation. Alright, so I think like this actually works. Alright, so let's see the before and after. So see the before and the after. The before and the after. Now to make it look even more realistic, I'm going to create a stamp visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift E or Control Shift Alternate E. Once I create that stamp visible layer, I'm going to come to my filter. I'm going to come to camera raw filter. Once I come to camera raw filter, I'm going to move the exposure up a little bit. Alright, so once I move the exposure up, I'm going to come to my masking. Once I come to my masking, I'm going to select my subject. Once I select my subject, I'm just going to add a little brightness to my subject and add a little contrast to my subject. And also, I'm going to select the background. Once I select the background, I'm going to reduce the exposure of the background. Alright, so that this works for me. And also, I'm going to add grains to the background. So I'm going to scroll the way down till I see grains and just add grains like this and hit OK. Now to make the colors of the whole image look good, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my adjustment again. Click on Curves Adjustment Layer right here. Once I click on Curves Adjustment Layer, I'm going to hold Option or Alternate and I'm going to click on this Auto right here. Once I click on this Auto, I can just play with this Enhanced Monochrome Contrast so you can see what's happening to the image. I can change this Enhanced Contrast per channel like this. I can click on this Fine Light and Dark Colors like this. Or I can click on this Enhance Brightness and Contrast like this. So it's just going to make the image look good. So let's use this one and I'm going to click OK. So see the before and the after. The before and the after. And finally, to bring the whole colors together, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my adjustment again and click on this color lookup right here. Once I click on this color lookup, I'm going to click on load 3D LUT and just scroll the way down to this teal and orange. Once I click on it, obviously it's looking too much. So I'm going to come to the opacity and just reduce the opacity to about 20. Let's see. Alright, so let's take it up a little bit. Let's use 30 and see. 30. Okay, so see the before and the after. You can see how the images look right now. They're just coming together the before and the after, the before and the after. Now, if you still feel it's too much, you can just come to the opacity. Let's take it to about 20. All right, so the before and the after. Now, if you feel the contrast is too much, just come to your brightness or contrast and just reduce the contrast like this. All right, so let me just go by everything so you can see where we started from and where we are. See our before and after, our before and after. So this is how you can use AI to generate stunning background and also how you can apply those backgrounds to your image. And if you want to watch how to properly cut out something for the background and apply backgrounds to your image, you can check out this video right here. I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay creative.